February 6, 2025. This morning I'm finding a discrepancy online for NOAA, National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration CO2 measurements, 1958 to 2026. Well, here's the deal. Somebody posted January 2026, 428.62 parts per million annual increase, 1.97 ppm parts per million. January, 426.65. Last year, February, different. Another discrepancy in numbers sometimes when it comes to parts per million, atmospheric carbon dioxide. And then online on Facebook, I find an interesting article about just how fast this curve measuring CO2 at Mauna is going up. Mauna is not the only place measuring CO2 atmospheric density. Well, there's numbers here that don't fit, and there's an explanation somewhere. And anybody into numbers, you might be interested in knowing that whatever we come up with daily, monthly, the numbers bounce around. But the one truth is that they continue to increase. Atmospheric CO2 is increasing at an accelerating rate, averaging roughly 2.5 parts per million ppm annually over the last decade, 2011 to 2020, with recent and annual increases hitting record highs of over 3.5 parts per million. That would be high for a year. This rate is roughly 100 times faster than natural increases following the last ice age, bringing the 2024 average concentration to over 422 parts per million. Now that's going back. Key details on CO2 increase rates. Current acceleration. Current growth rate has tripled since the 1960s, moving from 0.8 parts per million per year to over 2.4 per year. That's really fast in a lifetime. 1960s, those were the civil rights movements, Vietnam War. And here we are, a couple wars later, and we're at 2.4 parts per million. And the president, the United States, and Republican Party are out to kill climate science. Odd world we live in. Record high between 2023 and 2024, the global average concentration of CO2 surged by 3.5 to 3.75 parts per million, marking the largest one-year increase recorded. That's 2023, 2024. These numbers do vary year to year depending on the amount of manufacturing, the amount, forest fires, and so forth. Historical context, the current rate of increase is 10 times faster than at any point in the last 50,000 years. They get these numbers 50,000 years from ice core samples, which is an ongoing science in its own right. Total rise, atmospheric CO2 is now roughly 50% higher than pre-industrial levels. The relentless rise is driven primarily by human activities such as burning fossil fuels.